Hey, this is Hildebrandt with RUDIS Plus, and today we're going to be going over a leg lace. In 2018, I started working with a leg lace in competition, and it was one of the reasons I made it to the World Finals. From there on, I knew it had to be an essential part of my game, and it ended up being the biggest move that I hit, and the reason I won my bronze medal. Hit it in every single match at the Olympics. And you know, I just think parterre is an absolute essential part of your game if you really want to separate yourself from the competition. It provides a lot of room for creativity and grittiness, which is exactly what I love about wrestling. All right, so this is leg lace just from parterre. Say you missed the transition. Don't be afraid to still set your leg lace up from here. Definitely still attainable. What I'm focusing on is keeping her pinned down to the mat. I like to attack this far leg with my shoulder pinning just below her butt cheek. Some people like to come just to this one leg, but I like to control both sides of her if possible. So I'm gonna put my shoulder just below her butt cheek, and my main objective is to kind of bring these knees together. So I'll be here, and my hands are slipping right above both her kneecaps, and I'm driving in, trying to pin her hips to the mat and put a lot of pressure through her back up here. From here, I'm getting off of my knee. If my knee is down on the mat, that is where all my weight is going, and I want all that weight to be going directly into her. So I'm getting off my knee, continuing to drive forward. This foot is elevated. I'm using my armpit, kind of like a hand, right? This is a hole. Since both my hands are busy, this needs to play the role of a hand. So I'll be here driving in. I want to use this and walk it to this leg. It's important when you walk it over that you keep your pressure in and my chest is staying parallel with the mat. Otherwise, this opens up, she can move this here. I'm losing it that way. She could use my momentum against me, expose me here. So it's really important to stay parallel with the mat, keeping that chest down. That keeps this tight. So I'm here, walking her knees together, and that's when I can just find this. I can use this back knee to push this forward. Now once again, the armpit is a hand, the elbow is a hand, and now this hands can keep these knees together, and we can roll through. So also keep in mind, this hand is doing something, which is why we're using all these other armpits and elbows as hands. I want this one we're isolating this leg, right? If she's trying to keep her knees apart and we're trying to get them together, I need to isolate this leg so I can bring her other one to it. So this one is also mirroring this. At first, we're above this knee, and since I'm driving into this butt cheek, this kind of keeps this whole leg isolated, and I'm essentially just squeezing them together. This is the motion I'm looking for. So keeping our chest parallel, hands are above the knee, shoulders below butt cheek, driving in, and I'm walking here. Now we can take our right knee, use that to sweep this up into our elbow, and this hand is now wrapping around these knees. The closer I can get these knees together, the more I can go. We'll come here. Don't worry too though, if you can't necessarily get the knees together, you have your lace right here. As she maybe crawls forward, we can still come in through here and just drop down to the ankles. But the main objective we're shooting for, and it'll put you in good position if you're going for that, bringing those knees together. And that's what this right hand is doing. Ideally, I'm hitting this move right from my single leg. That's really kind of how I started developing it. I have a really great sweep single, and this is right off that transition. You can really capitalize with some points in the transitions between a takedown and a turn because the person's getting taken down, they're caught up on that. So if I'm coming in on my single leg here, and I'm coming around, I have this. What I'm looking to do is kind of climb this leg so I can get to this ankle, well really this knee, but this hand that is holding in right here is going to this ankle. This is gonna help drive her down, and now we're back in that ankle lace position. Immediately I'm driving into her, I'm set up to go. Single leg, we're here. I'm gonna climb this leg, this hand is gonna get replaced with this. This is coming here, coming to the ankle, driving down. Same exact thing, shoulder is right below the butt. I'm getting off my knee so I can drive her down, keeping my chest parallel, and we're going to work. You know, in a perfect world, you'd lock that lace up right off a transition, get the tech fall right there. You're wrestling somebody talented, they're gonna be fighting it, or if you're on the edge of the mat, you're running out of space. This is how you can really like cinch it up, what's in the match. It's one of those locks where as soon as you hit it, you know it's done, right? And that's what I'm looking for when I hit my leg lace. There's a certain point in it when I get to that moment and I know the match is over before I've even taken them over. We're here, we're in our leg lace, we got it locked up. This curve is making it really hard to fight here. What I wanna do is essentially straighten her back up. I'm gonna pick these up and I'm gonna knee slide and see how that straightens her out. Now I have space to take her this way, and since her body is straight, she's gonna roll. It works the same way if you're on the edge of the mat and you're running out of mat space. If I have a really good leg lace locked up, I don't wanna let this go to waste, right? So if she's curled up, I'm running out of mat space, I'm straightening her out. Now I have a whole mat to work with. If I need to get 20 more turns, I can get 20 more turns. So this is really a great way, straighten your opponent out. It's just with the knee slide. So we're here, we got our leg lace, we're on this side, she curls up. I'm elevating these legs, and my cue point for this is just to straighten her out. I wanna get her straight. Gives me a lot of room just to keep the turning going. I really want to stress how important it is to kind of reset them and align them. You see a lot of people that get going really quickly, and their opponent obviously knows the direction they're going, so they're going to start fighting that. So once you start going, they'll start turning, and you see a lot of people get stuck like this, and they're trying, they can't return it. That's when we need to reset them, right? Take the time, elevate these legs, knee slide here, straighten this out. Now it's done. Maybe you have to do it every single time. Maybe she fights that same way, I have to set, re-straighten her. It might be every single time, but you're resetting her, you're getting those points one way or another, and you're making sure you're in good position. So at this point, everybody knows I'm going to my lace, right? It's the number one thing they're looking to defend. So one, I just want to say that yes, there's a technical aspect to this, but two, there is a very grittiness of it. Like I feel almost violent when I'm down there, like I'm getting this turn. It's like, I don't care if you know this is my number one move. I don't care what I have to do, I'm going to turn you. So I think that's a huge aspect of parterre, and I really like that. You can kind of just throw it all into it because they are flat. It's not like on your feet where there's 50-50. It's me 100% offense right now, and I am gonna turn you. Keep that in mind. But two, there's a ton of stuff you can flow off of this. Number one thing, people are gonna start hiding their ankles, right? They're gonna hide their legs, they're gonna sit back. Maybe they're sitting back on both or one. Either way, I'm coming out to the outside. I like to use my elbow to kind of use this foot, pry it open. From here, this is just like having like a 2-on-1 on your feet, right? It's like a full setup of anywhere I wanna go. This is my setup, I know this is where I wanna be. Maybe I'm coming inside here for a thigh lace. Maybe I'm just plowing her down and now we're back in the same position, going into my lace from here. But here, you have a lot more. Maybe I'm going to a cross D turn. And your opponent can kind of start to dictate these things too. But this is really threatening. Most ideal, I'm probably coming in here looking for my thigh lace. So another defense you'll start seeing, they'll try and trap you in with their legs. We're here, we're in good position. She's not trying to back up because you have great pressure here, but she's gonna use her feet kind of as like a last defense. As I said earlier, keeping your chest parallel to the mat, we're just gonna walk right over this leg. She chops us in, I'm still here, I'm gonna walk over this leg. Now we have this to work with. I'm actually gonna take it the other way. I'm posting here, grabbing my own wrist, and I'm kind of just tucking my head, rolling this way, and using that to push through. I really like this one because people are expecting all laces to go this way. This kind of sets you up, goes this way, goes back the other way. They're not expecting that as much. So we're here, she has me blocked in, no problem. Remember, keeping your chest parallel. If I start turning too much, she's gonna kind of mule kick. She can either bring that back or mule kick me over this way. Yeah, no good. So keeping that chest parallel, keeping that pressure in, still very, very important. You know, you're in control of this move. Let's keep it that way. Here, walking this over. I'm sliding from the knee, kind of down here. You go to the ankle, I like to keep this here. Now, I'm reinforcing with my own wrist, and as I go, I can push this leg through. Get our laces. Maybe we're continuing that way. Maybe now her legs are close enough where I can just step through and take it back the other direction. I think that's important about leg laces. You can go one way and it sets them up just to go back the way you were planning originally, just because it's gonna straighten those legs out and you can get a much tighter variation.